Hi there, fight fans. It's Fight 20K back on the video. So, wow, Daniel Dubois has made me wrong. Damn. I don't mind being wrong. It's a good fight. Like, he implemented his game plan, like, efficiently. Like, AJ didn't know what to the point where AJ didn't know what to do. And AJ didn't recover from the first knockdown. That's a given. The first knockdown. The first jab he didn't really want it, and then he didn't want to engage, and then once Dubois realised he didn't want to engage, he kept using that jab, and eventually got to him, and once he got knocked down, and AJ just jumped straight back up, his feet were under him, and you could see in the next round, his feet were under him again. I think what he needed to do was calm down, relax, and because his fundamentals went out the window. I'm just going to assess AJ here. So his fundamentals went out the window. His hands were here rather than here. Against a big puncher, you know what I mean? Usually you're there, your gloves are going to catch it, but his hands are here. Like, and he's bringing him out, he's bringing him back down, he's just going there. So that was my bit of a demonstration. But like, you get what I mean? He didn't. You know what I mean? When I was learning boxing, you thought if you're doing chin to chin, you bring it back to where it came from. He's down here, so he's bringing it back to where it came from. He's not doing it, and he was square, easily readable. It was like you could see when he was going for the uppercut. You could see when he was going for the right hand, and Dubois made him miss. And Dubois knew what AJ's punches were. I think they've worked on that. They've worked on, yeah, you know. His uppercut, his left hook is good, and his straight right hand, and he couldn't get any of them shots off. And when he did throw them shots, he couldn't set his feet. Dubois had him on edge where he couldn't set his feet. He couldn't plant his feet to throw something, and he only could plant his feet in the fifth round, where he kind of recovered a little bit. But then it's the punches you don't see and you're not expecting that hurt the most, and you know, you got caught, and that's all she wrote. I just think Daniel Dubois proved a lot of people wrong. He proved that he's championship pedigree, where we can go on to be unified or undisputed is another thing. I think Usyk's a whole different ball game. I think even when he fought against Usyk, like Usyk, you couldn't give him a round. Like, you couldn't give him a round. You couldn't. Like, everyone's going to talk just low blow. Regardless of that fact, he didn't. Even if say it was a body shot, and it was the ref has said it's a low blow. So forget that. Forget it now. Why are you harping on that point anymore? You can't change that. The referee's made the choice. He's not going to say, oh, you know what, mate. When has the referee ever done a fight? Ever? So my point is that I haven't harped on about this point here. Nah, like, for me, Dubois he showed that he had the better skill set on this night. I thought, you know, Dubois was, yeah, he is decent amateur, but it's not as good as AJ's career. That was my phone. I forgot to put it on silent. Like, at the end of the day, like, man, like, why would you not remember your fundamentals? Like, he didn't remember his fundamentals at all. They went out the window as soon as he got up. And the thing is, you can't question AJ. One thing you can't do is question AJ's heart. He fought on heart. He fought on emotion last night, rather, and he fought on emotion. And when you fight on emotion, there is a chance you are going to get hit, because you are not fighting on. You're not fighting on skill, on fundamentals. His fundamentals went out the window. Like, everyone's talking about how AJ look like an amateur, because they don't understand that when that happens and you fight on emotion, fundamentals go out the window. You revert back to type where before you were even boxing, you revert back to when you first were in there, and you think you could have your hands low like some Roy Jones or whatever, and Roy Jones used to do it. You can't do that, because you'll get found out, and you know, AJ got found out. As for people saying that it's, and they just retire and blah blah. I think that's a bit harsh. I think, okay, the 2 fights against Usyk, Andy Ruiz, yeah, okay, cool, balance game fight. It happens. People, it's heavyweight boxing at the end of the day. Like, it happens. Like, it only takes 5 pounds of pressure, 15 pounds of pressure. So why do people have it hard to believe that anyone can get knocked out? Anybody can get knocked out any day. Anybody. Like, I don't get why people don't understand that. And for me, a lot of people that don't get me wrong, the people that have been there and done that and have read and have an opinion, and it in some cases it's valid, but the only person that can decide his fate is Anthony Joshua himself. My thing is, like, it can come back. People have come back from worse. Like, yes, it was an embarrassing day in the office in front of millions around the world and nearly 100,000 people in attendance. So, like, and millions of people watching. Like, it's, just in the UK alone, millions of people were watching. But at the end of the day, this is what heavyweight boxing is. It's one of these things, like, you roll the dice, you take a chance. Listen, man, once you're over 40.5 stone, once you're over 200 pounds, for American money, like, once you're over 200 pounds, them punches are going to hurt real bad. Like, yeah, you can, like, your powers of recovery are not things you're born with. The thing that's like your chin, you can't train a chin. You can't say, oh yeah, I'm gonna have a great chin. You have a good one, or you don't. That's it. You either can take a punch, you can't take a punch. You either can recover quickly, or you can't. It doesn't matter about your conditioning. AJ does condition himself. He's an athlete. He's a consummate professional. He's always in shape. He's always ready to fight. He's muscle bound, so his stamina levels aren't going to be as good as someone like Dubois, who's not as muscle bound as Dubois, as Joshua. But Joshua's DNA genetics are different to Dubois. Yeah, they may have similar dimensions, but his genetic makeup will be different. So he's going to probably put on more muscle than the average person. So just that's how it is. Some people are built for power, and some people are built for endurance, and that's just the way they are. It is. Like, there are certain genetic things that you are just born with, that certain gifts you are just born with, and I just think that people are forgetting that. I feel that, Joshua can come back, whether he can be a world title challenger. Well, it could be a world title challenger, but to be undisputed when Usyk's around, I don't think so. It's a Fury fight gone? Possibly it's gone. But the other fights he could have, he actually could go and revisit the Dillian White fight. He actually could go and revisit Deontay Wilder, because Deontay Wilder just lost against Zhang. Like, you know what I mean? So people were avoiding Zhang, and Wilder fought him and he lost. People didn't want to fight Dubois at one stage as well. So because of his current form, people were trying to avoid him. Like, they were talk about fights before, other fighters fighting, and like Joshua took the chance and rolled the dice. End of the day, man, like, it's psychological as well. So like, when people go, AJ being cocky, he has to be. Sometimes you have to get into your opponent's head. A prime example of a person doing that and succeeding. Conor McGregor does it all the time. Tyson Fury does it all the time. Muhammad Ali does it all the time. Mike Tyson did it all the time. You got into your opponent's head, so make sure that you defeat them before they get in the ring, and that's what you got to try and do sometimes. And sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Just one of the things. It's part of the sport, because the sport is very psychological. If you haven't got the right mindset before you get in that ring, it's going to be a very long night for you. So for me, I feel that it's a Dubois performance. He proved me absolutely wrong. Whatever game plan they came up with was the right game plan, and they executed it well. And even when AJ backed him up, he was hurt, but he didn't fold under pressure. He still threw the shot with enough power and quicker than Joshua. And Joshua got greedy. He came there with his hands down, asking to get hit. But it had to take the chance because he's lost every round. Like every round he's lost. Like you can't. But what's happening? You're 4 rounds down in a big championship fight. You know that this is a big chance for you to go for undisputed. You're gonna roll the dice, yeah. So it's just one of those things. It happens. It's heavyweight boxing. Like every fighter in boxing, this is not even heavyweight boxing, but heavyweight boxing more so than other weight classes because those guys hit hard. These guys are like 220 pounds, 230 pounds. Like, I mean, these guys are 18, in the English, 18, 19 stone. They're going to hurt you. I'm telling you, like, even if a guy's 10 stone, 11 stone, and they've got good power, good technique, it's going to hurt. It's just a fact of, like, if a guy's chinny, like, you can't train for a chin. There's no something you're born with. If you can take a punch, you can't. It's nothing you can train for. So yeah, like all Joshua needed to do was be more defensively minded, and he wasn't. His fundamentals went out the window. And for me, from the first punch landed, the first jab, it was tentative. It was being very, very cagey. He couldn't set his feet. And then he got easily readable. When he tried to throw the uppercut, it was easily readable. So for me, it's one of those things. Dubois did fantastically well. Not taking nothing away from Dubois. He performed how he should have performed. Just Joshua didn't meet him to make it a great, even better fight, and more even back and forth fight. A classic, but still a classic in its own right because Dubois didn't lose a single second of that fight. Single second. Even when Joshua got to him a little bit, still he remained calm and composed, and he got it right, and landed that punch, and there you go, it was end of the ring. But to people writing Joshua off after 4 losses, Muhammad Ali's got 5 losses, and he's called the greatest. I'm not even trying to compare the two. I'm not. But what I'm saying is, give him a chance to try and. Give him a chance to try and rebuild his career. It could really build a career, and it could prove us all wrong. Everyone's saying all the naysayers could prove us all wrong. But for me, it's down to Joshua to decide what he wants to do with his career. But as far as anything else, people being disrespectful, I just think there's no need for that. It's a sport. People say things during the fight week. It happens. The male ego is a very fragile thing, and we all know that it happens. It happens to all of us. Like, we all have bad days at work, and that was a really, really poor day at work. It's just one of those things. It just so happens that it happened in front of millions of people watching him. End of the day, and that's what happens. So, end of the day, people, that's my summarization of the fight. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I'm out of here.